I think in that time, right, everybody was damn happy lah.
Yeah.
When there was real change.
We were really happy.
You know, coincidentally, today is the 9th of May. When we're recording this, it's the 9th of May. It's the 4th anniversary of...
When the Sheraton.
No, of GE 14.
Oh yeah.
Today.
Shit.
So today, 4 years ago, I didn't think that I would win.
All right. So now 4 years ago. Now let's come 4 years forward and ask, what happened, mate? There was like, after you guys win, right? We talked to Hannah about it. We talked to Syed about this as well. We were very happy, because
I never thought I would enjoy the sun that much in that day.
Something actually changed, and then we all went back reverse after that. We had our TikTok channel. There's a lot of people commenting. No, because these are real people commenting. Like, you guys were in power. What do you do? Nothing happened. Stuff like that. So now there's a loss of confidence.
It's a big blow, man.
It's a big blow. And if you were to read the comments, like, there are people who once said like they had confidence, but now they lost.
Yeah.
So how are you guys gonna invoke back confidence to this bunch of people?
Yeah.
To the right,
to the right, basically. It's tough. Like, you just brought us down, bro.
I think I remember the day before the announcement that PH won, and like legit, I was scared. I was like, I don't know who I want to win. Obviously, I wanted Pakatan Harapan to win, right? But I remember I was having a conversation with Vic, and I was at a cafe. Vic is an Indian friend of mine, right? And together with two other Chinese guys, we were sitting at the cafe, and we were like, actually, right, if Pakatan win, right, do you think got riot? Wow, legit scared, But the next day, when I found out the news, I don't know why, right? I was walking to my office, right? The sun shined like brighter, The air felt like crispier, Felt like I was in Japan like that.
For Golden Week.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, I didn't know I could be part of a generation that could have changed. And then, right, Sheraton happened, Mahathir resigned. Wow, I tell you, I was at home. I think that, was it pandemic time? Not yet, right? Just before.
It just started.
Just started. And I came back from, I think Australia or something like that. And I was talking to my girlfriend. And I was like, is this real? Is this really happening? And after day by day, and it kept passing. And then there was the backdoor government and everything. Wow, I tell you, I never felt such sadness. And I'm going to be straight up, right? Like, I'm not so well versed in politics. I'm not. I just can feel the vibe of it, right? And when people are happy, I'm like, wow, that's really changed, man. My God. And then when he resigned, right? There's this Muhyiddin came in. Wow, man, I never felt so sad before. I never felt so ashamed in a way. Like, we really don't really have democracy. And I think I can speak for a lot of people when they say, I don't know whether my vote even matters. What does it matter? In the end, there's going to be some spin internally, and the rest are just going to be ignored. And that's, I feel, what a lot of us go through. But I don't know how you feel about it.
I remember there are two things that my teacher friends taught me. One was never stop chipping away at the block. Chipping away at the block, right? And the other is we don't start from point zero, which means that it's cyclical, but it is progressing. I remember in 2000 my interest in Malaysian politics happened in 1998, and I first started helping out in elections in 1999 in Bangsa, in Lembah Pantai at the time. Yeah, I was putting up posters. I was like stapling, folding leaflets, handing out. And at that time, riding a bicycle, and couldn't drive yet at that time. So it was really the sense of Rebel Alliance, wow, we're fighting the evil empire kind of thing.
Star Wars,
yeah. So it was really that sense. And then, we failed to win Lembah Pantai. And then 2004, we failed completely, with the exception for PKR. We were left with one seat. In 1999, we had five parliamentary seats. And then in 2004, we were reduced to one. So can you imagine at that time what that must have felt like?
Terrible.
At that time. Yeah. Because remember, 99 happened at the height of when people, were revolting against the idea of Dr. Mahathir. That was essentially what it was, right? At that time. And then 2004 happened partly because one gerrymandering, so a lot of lines were
Location.
redrawn, and then
Terrible. I can remember plenty of discussions.
yes,
Yeah, that went off
yeah,
the rails, man.
yeah, and then Mahathir stepped down at that
Yeah.
time for the first time, right? and then Badawi took over, and there was this feeling of euphoria, and then we were reduced to one seat. At that time, those who were in the party probably felt, in Pakatan Rakyat.
Your
at that
efforts
time,
were
like, what are we doing? Where do we go? Like this sense of like chicken hilang kepala kind of thing,
Yeah.
And then 2008 happened, which was absolutely unexpected. I don't know if you remember 2008, but I remember helping Siva Rasa Rasya in Subang now. At that time, it was known as, now it's known as Sungai Buloh. Previously, it was known as Subang.
wait, what? Last time Sungai Buloh was named as
Subang, the parliamentary constituency.
I thought
I was like,
No, sorry.
Okay.
We talk. Yeah, sometimes we leave out the word
it's okay.
constituency,
Yeah.
right? And I remember on election night in 2008, after I'm still relatively young. I just came back from the States and helping out friends and trying to find work. And I remember, and I'll probably disclose this perhaps for the first time. In that
sauce.
in that command center, that bilik gerakan, Latifah Koya, who used to be MECC chief, right? Latifah Koya was in the room, and she said, while we were doing the tallying, Siva, if you don't win this time, I'm quitting politics.
Wow.
Siva. So Latifah was telling Siva
Right.
this, right? And Siva, I know Siva because of my work in the arts.
Yeah.
His wife is a member of the same arts company that I'm in. So Siva brings together the people who are arts activists and human rights activists to help him in his campaign.
This is the glue.
He is a glue, yeah. So then we were like, oh no, what if Siva loses again, for the third time, right? Oh, what are we going to do? And then suddenly that night, we won in Selangor. We won in like 5 states at that time. We didn't win in at the federal level, but
Sure.
PKR went from 1 seat in 2004 to 32 seats
2008.
in 2008. So we went from 1 seat
Wow.
to 32. What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Okay, so there were many things that happened. One was the first Bersih that happened in 2007.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It was huge, right? I was part of that. I don't know if you guys were part of that.
I was
part
Form
online wise.
4, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were too young to go lah.
maybe
Yeah,
you were too
we were
young.
too young.
Yeah,
Couldn't go.
2000.
But I know a lot of people who rebel and still went.
yeah. And then that happened. I think it must have been in September, August or September, and then in November there was Hindraf.
Yeah.
So Hindraf happened, and that also drew a lot of attention because I think the way that the police cracked down on those who came out to protest.
Yep.
So there was a lot of discontent
Yep.
at that time. So whether it directly affected the elections or not, at the very least, people felt galvanized about it. And 2008 happened. But remember, after 2008, we won 5 states, and then we were left with 2. So in every other state, Perak, what was it? Perak, Kedah, right? We lost because of defections. So that's why.
We're gonna go to the hopping thing.
Yes. So that's why I say, apa nak kata, we will be, our conviction and our resolution will be tested. But it is because of this test that we prove our worth to have the Malaysia that we want. You will be tested. Anwar has been in prison for 11 years out of his 74, 75 years. 11 years.
That's insane, man.
Solitary confinement, right?
And he still comes out, he's still back at it.
Yeah.
It's
To
like
ask him what
insane.
he did in solitary confinement. The bus damn boring, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yo, he said that.
Yeah, he used to sing. He used to sing, and
Oh,
then
wow.
yeah, and then they'd have storms in Sungai Buloh. No, just kidding.
Okay.
Nervous laugh. Please don't scold me. But the point is, never give up. Never stop chipping away at the block, right? And it is difficult. When I went into the fight in 2018, 4 years ago today, I didn't think that I would win. How could I have won on paper when at that time, they had moved in Bukit Aman. They had gerrymandered,
Yep.
moved in Bukit Aman. They moved out Brickfields.
Wow.
They effectively removed 10,000 votes who were supportive of PKR and at
Sounds
that
like
time,
gerrymandering is the problem, though.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I'm
it
just,
is.
Honestly, yeah,
like
it
at
is.
this point, you know, the
Yeah.
main culprit is the you know, you shouldn't be able to do that.
every country will see some kind of gerrymandering. Even the states, I think that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
huge
They
problem
have
for them.
Yeah.
Same problem.
Yeah. I think it's about, to some extent, you know, you have to remember why you do this. Like for me, the main reason I'm doing what I'm doing now is, you know, I've got kids now. You know, one's a 9-year-old, one's a 2 going on 3. I want them, by the time they turn 18, to want to choose University Malaya as the university for them to go to. Like my parents chose. You know, I didn't want to choose because AUKU. You know, I
What's
don't want to
what?
go.
AUKU?
Akta University College University is what stops you from participating in a lot of things until we rolled it back. So when I was, you know, 21, right, AUKU was the main reason I didn't want to go to a public university in Malaysia. So I chose to go to, you know, Taylor's and then the States. So it's about education, and it's about the future. It's about, you know, our next generation, our kids, you know.